Hello, everybody, and thanks for listening. So, this right here is Dominican Republic once again. You can see on the side, on the right side, it talks about investigations that are going on, justice abroad. But anyway, this article says that a New York City woman claims she was raped and thrown off a second story floor balcony in Dominican Republic last month, according to the WABC. So, a woman who wanted to remain anonymous told the station that she was staying at the Ocean Blue and Sand in Punta Cana when the attack had occurred. So, one day during, and I'll probably replay that video if I get a chance. When I get done with this article, I'll try to go back up there because they're actually, if you look, you can see the island resort and some of the issues that people are complaining about. This Dominican Republic, it's gotten out of control. But it says that the woman who wanted to remain anonymous told the station, and you can see her there, she's in the shadow version. She told the station that she was staying at the Ocean Blue and Sand in Punta Cana when the attack had occurred. And one day during her stay, she became friendly with a couple who was also vacationing at the same resort and hanging by the poolside bar. And the three had drinks together. And soon after, the situation, however, took a turn for the worse when the alleged victim became disoriented, she said. So it looks like this lady has photos as well, so it gets worse. So the situation got worse where there were starting to she was starting to get this blurriness, and she recalled, I kind of heard buzzing in my ear like ringing, and that's when everything had started to fade. And so the woman who believes that she was drugged said that she wanted to rest in the lounge chair, and a 28-year-old man, um, the 28-year-old man that she had drinks with reportedly began to grab her. And so I remember being taken against my will to a room, she said. I remember my pants being forced off me. And at that point, the alleged victim said that she had lost most of her physical strength and was unable to speak coherently. So I remember fear. The woman said I was crying during it. And so a man's girlfriend told local authorities that she caught her boyfriend and the woman in the hotel room, which in turn led to a fight with the alleged victim. So the female suspect admitted that. And during the fracas, she threw the woman off the second story balcony. And so police reports confirmed that someone called 911 after seeing the alleged victim fall from the second floor without any bottoms on. So the person basically is reiterating and corroborating and saying, yes, the story is true. So the woman said that the episode left her with an injured spine, a laceration across her hand, serious bruising, and internal trauma as well. So this world is sick and people have horrible intentions, she said. Though the couple is now facing charges of sexual assault, attempted murder, violence against women, and robbery, a judge purportedly released them on $1,000 bail each, the same amount of money an alleged victim said that she has spent on hiring a lawyer to prosecute the pair. So it's a whole different country, different rules. And the woman told WABC, they don't care, and they could have cared less if I died over there. So the woman's lawyers has since argued that the couple should have never been released in the first place and is determined to get the order reversed. So they caught the people and they let them out. And the alleged victim said this, of course. How do you do that? And that's what pisses me off the most is that I know who did it and they might walk free. Wow. That's interesting. it's it's just crazy, but you know, I'm not gonna say anything yet. Okay, so the woman's story came just weeks after the Delaware resident Tammy Lawrence Daly claimed on Facebook that she had been brutally attacked by the hotel employee while staying at Majestic Elegance, an all inclusive resort in Punta Cana in January. So, in that incident, Lawrence Daly said that she stepped out of her room to get a snack when the unknown staff member approached her from behind and pulled her into an unlocked maintenance room. And so the next 8 hours brought me pain and fear. She described in a chilling post that I was strangled multiple times to unconsciousness. My lifeless body was drugged down a concrete stair to an underground wastewater area. I was kicked in the head. I was beat with a club and then strangled again for the kill, at which time he disposed of her body into an area referred to as the hole. So, in the weeks since Lawrence Daly went public about the assault, Dominican authorities and the hotel have fought back against her claims. So, basically, all of these things that people are coming out all one behind the other and admitting these things have happened to them or alleging they happen, which some people have pretty much corroborated and confirmed that some of these incidences happen to match up with what these people are saying. The Dominican authorities usually fight back against those claims. You either can't talk to them, you can't speak to them. They have an excuse that there's so many tourists come here, there are isolated incidences, and it sounds a lot. I know this is going to seem crazy, but this sounds a lot like how people treat Black people when they talk about some of the things that happen to them, in everyday life and some of their experiences of racism. And you don't get any support, you don't get any help, you get all this drama, and you get hurt, and they don't care if you die, and they're not listening. And they use their same judicial system to protect them. And so I know that's sort of like going into another topic, but it's now feeling as though that the same thing is happening, but it's in another country, and it's happening to a lot of tourist people that are Americans that come from America, and they come there and they get treated really bad. So, and it has happened to Black people too who are touristing there. They've gotten that treatment, and it sounds almost like they just don't really like Americans. Is what it's looking like. But there is a lot of conjecture about the case, a lot of information that doesn't sometimes it doesn't match with some of the statements. So the country's national police chief spokesman Cole Frank Duran said, so we have to wait for the investigation to end. So it's basically, it's almost like they're not that supportive of the things that people are saying that they have experienced. And so what I'm going to do is go back, and then I'm going to go back to the article, and then I'm going to try to turn the article on because it did have what looked like someone explaining what was going on.
This summer season, a young woman who says she was raped and thrown from a hotel balcony during her tropical vacation. Well, she's now sharing her story and her fight for justice. She spoke exclusively to investigative reporter Danielle Lee. Danielle? We all know about those all-inclusive resorts known for big parties and adult fun. But what happens when that fun turns dangerous? Can you count on justice when you're the victim of a crime abroad? It was a vacation meant to be an escape, a break from the busy city, a chance to relax and regenerate. I just kind of wanted to enjoy myself. But that vacation ended with this young woman hospitalized. A damaged spine, a gash in her hand, an internal trauma from what she described as a brutal rape. She's asked us to disguise her face.
This world is sick and people have horrible intentions and they're malicious.
This video shows the victim poolside at the Ocean Blue and Sand in Punta Cana just before the alleged violent attack. She says she met a couple also staying at the resort when they took an interest in her and shared a few drinks at a poolside bar.
Things were like starting to get blurry. I kind of heard buzzing in my ears, like ringing. and that's when everything started kind of to fade.
The victim says she headed for her lounge chair, but she says the 28-year-old man she'd shared a few drinks with followed.
I remember being taken against my will to the room. I remember my pants being forced off.
What happened next is hard for this victim to discuss.
I remember fear. I was crying during it.
According to police reports, someone called 911 after seeing the victim fall from a second-story balcony with no bottoms on. She says despite her trauma, doctors in Punta Cana did not suggest a rape kit. Instead, the victim went to police, who determined her injuries were consistent with rape and arrested the couple. And in statements to police, one of the accused admitted to throwing the victim off a second-story balcony when she found the victim in a hotel room with her boyfriend. The couple is now facing charges of sexual assault, attempted murder, violence against women, and robbery. But a judge released the couple on $1,000 bail each, the same amount the victim has since spent hiring an attorney to make sure this case gets prosecuted.
It's a whole different country, it's different rules.
An international victims agency says reports of sexual violence abroad have increased 28% since the Me Too movement began. But actually obtaining justice can be a challenge.
They caught the people and they let them out. How do you do that?
And now this victim wonders whether her attackers will be held accountable.
That's what pisses me off the most, is that I know who did it and that they might walk free.
Both the prosecutor's office and the police department refused to comment on this case. The hotel also declined comment. The victim's attorney is fighting to reverse the order, releasing this couple, saying that they never should have been released in the first place because of all the evidence against them. The U.S. Justice Department admits to us that justice abroad is a challenge, but there are some resources that victims can use, and we have links to those in this story on our website.
So
Purple seat cushion.
there you have it. What do you think? I would stay away from Dominican Republic. There's been multiple stories of people stating that they've been, pretty much matching up with what this woman was saying. They've been drugged. They felt ill, and they all seem to be staying close by resorts in the same area. Punta Cana, you hear that name come up a lot. And it's just, I would stay off from over there. I would not even go. Fine, there are other places that you can go travel, or, that you can be creative and you don't have to travel that far out and have just as good of a time. I would say not go there. And those countries rely heavily on tourist attraction for their economy to grow, and it just seems really sad. But anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna let this video go. What do you think about that? It's just really creepy and scary that you go to travel and then that kind of stuff happens. But anyway, with that being said, thanks for listening.